Monster Jam. Hello everybody and welcome to Ford Field in Detroit for Monster Jam Beam NG. I am Who's Ready for Monster Jam, and I'm so ready for today's video. This is the Halloween special. That's right, the Halloween event special taking place today. We've got special body styles and a very, very special event. This event has had more work go into it than any other on this channel. Shout out to Amari, the man who's doing all of the action behind the scenes, and everyone else who is taking place in the action here that is making these events become possible. And always thank you to all of you who are watching these videos. If it weren't for you, we would obviously not be able to do what we're doing, and we wouldn't have the motivation to do what we are doing. So with that, let's meet the drivers competing in today's special Halloween event. We've got Ryan Anderson piloting Son-uva Digger. Jamey Sullivan is in Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Jon Zimmer Sr. is in Uproar. We have Jon Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity. Zack, Garner in Wild Side. Jamey, Garner in Toro, Loco. Venard in Black Pearl. Venard, Lyght in Megalodon. Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger. Bryce Kenny in the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. Matt Pagliarulo in Jester. Michael Pagliarulo in Kraken in Excalibur. And Nick Pagliarulo in Kraken.
It means a lot to be 20-year anniversary of Max Deep.
And nobody's ever had air like that here before. A big spin for Tom Meents. A double backflip. Yes, oh yeah! He did it! Tom Meents has made history again.
And lastly, the 14-time Monster Jam World Finals champion, Tom Meents, Max D. Before we get all the action going today, let's take one more look at the lineup here at Ford Field. We've got a really stacked lineup, and everyone here has competed at least once, aside from Jon Zimmer Jr. He's making his debut here on the channel. We've got a stacked field competing in 3 competitions. They'll start off in racing, which is a bracket-style competition where they will go head-to-head to crown a winner. Then we have the skills challenge, in which they will get 2 moves on 2 wheels or 1 donut. And then there is freestyle, and everyone loves monster truck and freestyle. So as I mentioned, the first competition of the day is racing. Here is the racing bracket for today's competition. We have a really stacked field of trucks. We have 14 drivers going head-to-head here in Detroit. So because of that, 2 drivers will get a bye run into the quarterfinals. That's Mohawk Warrior and Terminal Velocity. With this stacked of a field, it's going to be really interesting to find out who's going to win racing, and we'll start it off with our first pair of the day. In that first pair, we've got the legend Tom Meents and Max D rocking a split body design, and his opponent will be Zack Garner in Wild Side. We've got ourselves a very unique racing track, one that hasn't been run very often in Monster Jam. It's St. Louis style, but it's got the turn in the corners, and they're starting in the corner as well. This one actually never existed in Monster Jam, but it's a bit of a play on that late 2018 track. We've got some really good racers in this first race of the day, and one of them is not going to be competing again until the next competition. 2 elite drivers, only one can win. Let's see how they handle the track. We get a pretty fast start to the track. They come around that first turn, and Zack Garner Wildside's got full control right now, heading into that first main turn, where they will now go over the jump, and Wildside has a big lead heading into the final turn. He cuts it very tight. Zack Garner and Wildside dominating Tom Meents here today, who in the past has been really, really good in racing, but not today. The last time we saw Tom Meents, he was absolutely dominant in this competition. Max D, though, knocked out in round number 1 by Zack Garner in Wildside, who has been pretty good in racing, does have one racing win in his career on the channel. Pairing number 2, this is Jamey Sullivan in Monster Mutt Dalmatian, another Halloween special design. All these designs were made by our pit reporter today, Mr. Album. He did a very good job on them, as well as this Megalodon Halloween body piloted by Venard Lyght. I love all these designs because most of them, if not all of them, didn't actually exist. They're all custom made, and that, I think, is super cool. We are ready to rumble. They are off. The 2 Halloween designs, and one of these beauties is going to advance into the quarterfinals. Monster Mutt Dalmatian looking a little bit better in the turn. She has a little bit of trouble over the jump. They're pretty close now as Megalodon made up some ground there. They both go over the jump about the same time, but Monster Mutt Dalmatian had a better landing. Let's see who will get it done in the final turn. It's dead even right now, but pulling away in a close race is Monster Mutt Dalmatian. What a finish from Jamey Sullivan. It was not easy. In the end, it was the Dalmatian taking home the win. A good battle. Take a look at this next beauty coming to the line. It's El Toro Loco, driven by Jamey Garner. This thing is absolutely beautiful. And his opponent's in another beautiful Halloween truck. It's Ryan Anderson and Son-uva Digger. Look at the accents on this thing. The neon green, black beadlocks. This is beautiful. Again, shout out to Album for making all of these beautiful bodies. These things are stellar. The drivers will pull to the line now, and this track has been pretty unpredictable so far. We've seen some pretty good racers knocked out already. Tom Meents in the first race really struggled. Ryan Anderson gets off the line a lot earlier there. Not sure if we had a lighting problem or if Jamey Garner just fell asleep at the line. But it doesn't matter at the moment. It's leading to a truck length lead for Son-uva Digger, but Jamey Garner trying to make up the ground in the turn, and he does. They're pretty close. But Jamey Garner with a bit of a weird jump. Going into this final turn, Ryan Anderson and Son-uva Digger with a photo finish does barely grab that win. Another tight race on this fun track so far. Racing being very entertaining. The next race, we've got a father-son battle. We've got the Kraken being piloted by Nick Pagliarulo, a beautiful purple rendition of this awesome-looking truck. And then we have the Jester, Matt Pagliarulo, the Halloween edition. This one's a beauty, and this should be a very pretty race to watch. They are off. Neither of these two are great racers, but one of them will get a win, one of them will not. They both clip the turning bump and do wheelies over the racing ramp, but neither of them seem to be fazed by it. Kraken with a slight edge, Jester with a slight mistake. That's going to hurt him. They go to the final turn. It seems to be a Kraken lead, and it's a Kraken win as Jester gets caught up on the jammer. Barely even finishes the race. That one was an obvious win. Talk about beautiful bodies. This next race has two of them. We've got Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger, and oh my, look at that beauty. And his opponent will be Venard in the Black Pearl. Doesn't even need to do anything to make this truck look spooky for Halloween. Absolutely stunning battle between these two drivers. Only one of them, though, will advance to the next round. Venard taking on the truck he used to drive, but Tyler Menninga is dominant in this competition. Venard with some problems entering that first turn, but he's holding on. Tyler Menninga's having some issues now over the racing ramp. Venard trying to hold it steady and try and pull out an upset, if you could even consider it that. It's very close going to the final turn. Tyler trying to make up the ground, and then a photo finish. It's a win for Black Pearl. Venard with a big victory, and that one is going to feel good for the Black Pearl team there. We're getting close to the end of round number one. Jon Zimmer drives Uproar in this race. He is one of the newer drivers here on the channel, and his opponent will be Pagliarulo in Excalibur. Two simple bodies. Neither of them have special designs, but they're going to try and advance to the second round. Legendary name in Monster Trucking as a driver, and a legendary name in Monster Trucking as a truck going head-to-head. Both of them looking good entering the first turn. Uproar went a little bit wide, which will give him a little bit more speed over the ramp, so he takes a lead going into this big turn here. Very critical as they will go over this jump. Uproar's holding a lead. Jon Zimmer's an incredible racer. Will he hold it through the end? Another wide turn and another slingshot across the final jump. And Uproar takes home the win as he will knock out Excalibur in round number one. So with that, round number one comes to a close, and this track seems to be fast. A small mistake will likely cost you the race. We saw in the very first race, one of the top racers in history, Tom Meents, was knocked out. Zack, Garner, and Wildside advance. He'll take on the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. Then Monster Mutt Dalmatian will go against Son-uva Digger. Kraken will go against Black Pearl. And then Jon Zimmer Sr. will take on his son, Jon Zimmer Jr., as Uproar will take on Terminal Velocity. It's been a lot of head-to-head tight finishes. Photo finishes have been the theme of the day here today, and we've got 4 great races to come here in the quarterfinals to determine who will head on to the semifinals. And our first battle of the quarterfinals features Bryce Kenny in his first race of the day in the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, and his opponent, Zack, Garner, and Wildside, who took out Tom Meents just a little earlier on. Zack Garner has one racing win in his career on the channel. Bryce Kenny looking for his first. Well, he's got to get through Zack Garner if he wants to get there. Wildside looked fast in round number one. He's looking good here, but both of them with some troubles over the ramp. Zack Garner was facing the ceiling going over that ramp. They are tight right now. My, oh my, this final turn's going to be huge. Who will execute it better? They come around the final turn, both with mistakes, both close, but it looked like a Wildside victory. Gonna have to wait on the official word there because that was an awesome race. Both were battling as hard as they could, and I think it was Wildside who got it done, and yes, it was. Zack Garner with 2 very impressive wins today. He's going to the Final Four. Our next drivers are prepped and ready for battle. We've got Venard, Lyght in Megalodon, and he's got himself a tall task in Ryan Anderson in Son-uva Digger. Ryan Anderson, one of the top racers in all of monster trucking. This man has 2 racing wins in his career on the channel. Venard, Lyght does not have a single one, so it's going to be a tough one. Now, we've got a bit of an issue right now with the Megalodon truck. You saw Venard, Lyght overstage, and when they tried to refire him, he couldn't get the truck started, so our recovery team is going to come out and pull him from the line. But unfortunately for all the other losers in round number 1, because Megalodon came to the line and was staged and started, well, once that truck shut down, he is not allowed to be replaced. If he had broken before getting to the line, he could have been replaced, but Megalodon made it to the line and failed to start. So Ryan Anderson's going to get himself a bye run here in just a moment as we get Megalodon taken to the pits. We'll get our pit reporter Album on that. Hopefully we will find out what's going on with that monster truck, and we will know if Venard, Lyght can return not only for the 2-wheel skills competition, but for the rest of the competitions here today. But Ryan Anderson, again, is going to get himself a bye run as he will try and get a good pass, but an automatic berth into the semifinals is a pretty big deal in this kind of track that has been pretty difficult. Ryan is off and running, and again, doesn't matter what he does, as long as he crosses that line, he'll be moving on into the semifinals. You can see him taking it slow and steady. This is a good chance for him to feel out the track, feel what parts of the track feel tacky, feel what feels a little slick, where can he hit the gas a little bit harder, because we've seen a lot of drivers clipping that turning bump. That's got to be something to do with the turn. He looks very smooth here, though, and crosses the line. Now, we also have a bit of a word from our pit reporter, Album, getting word on the Son-uva Digger truck.
Ryan has just communicated over the radio to his crew chief that he heard a popping sound after crossing the finish line, and this is very significant as there may be issues with the engine, so they definitely need to help on that. So as you can see right behind me here, he is coming to the pace to get it turned around. Hopefully he will be fixed so he is able to continue in the semi-final round.
Thank you, pit reporter Album. Really important information there. Ryan Anderson maybe not able to make it back for the semifinals, but this next pair is going to try and earn themselves a berth into that semifinal round. The first of the 2 is Nick Pagliarulo and Kraken, and his opponent's Venard in the Black Pearl. Venard just beat out Tyler Menninga, so you know he's got to be feeling good entering this round. But oh no! He's got problems at the line too! Oh man. Back-to-back races with drivers who can't make starts, and even Ryan Anderson in the last race had some issues. Seems like we've got some gremlins making their way around the pits that are getting into the trucks. Who's going to be the next victim? Unfortunate for Venard in the Black Pearl. Now, because of that rule that I just mentioned, Venard made it to the line but couldn't start when he was asked to. So because of that, it doesn't count as him making it to the race. He would have had to start the truck and not make it to the line. So Tyler Menninga now gets a chance to come back and compete in this race against Nick Pagliarulo in Kraken. Nick Pagliarulo has now got an even taller task, but Tyler Menninga did get beaten in round number 1, so maybe he'll get beaten twice, but a chance at redemption for Team Gravedigger today. Tyler Menninga got off the line way early, not sure if that's a lighting issue or if Nick Pagliarulo fell asleep at the line. But Nick Pagliarulo having some trouble. You can hear Tyler Menninga's just flat-footing. That truck is hitting the rev limiter, and he is way ahead right now. That lead he got off the line made all the difference, and he is not surrendering any of it. Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger with a dominant recovery race there will send him into the semifinals. The next race is the final one of the second round. This is Jon Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity, and he will be taking on his father, Jon Zimmer Sr. in Uproar. Father and son duo is off. Jon Zimmer Jr., though, one of the most elite racers in the sport. This is his debut event. How will he fare on this tough track? He's holding on to a small lead right now, but he can make that lead grow bigger if he stays dialed in on this track, which he looks to be so far. Father with a minor issue coming off of the ramp. But Jon Zimmer Sr. makes up the ground in the turn, but flips over the racing lane and will lose the race because of it. Look at this super glue glued to the action replay. Clipped the turning bump like so many others have before, but this time he also clipped the freestyle ramp. And Jon Zimmer Sr. tried freestyling and handed over the win to his son, Jon Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity. So we will now only have 4 drivers competing for the racing win here in Detroit. Ford Field fans, you have seen a doozy tonight. Between truck problems, crazy races, crashes as well, this night has led to some wild finishes. And with wild finishes, we've now got 4 drivers who have made their way to the semifinals. Wild Side, Son-uva Digger, Gravedigger, and Terminal Velocity. But if you remember earlier on, we had 2 trucks with issues, Megalodon and Black Pearl. We will go to our pit reporter Album behind the pits on what took place.
As you guys can see behind me, Venard Lyght to pull off the track due to EFI issues that was later to show the pace, which is all in that much. It's trying to turn it The EFI is basically the brain of the monster telling all of the parts and components what it needs to do to make this 12,000-pound truck run. As far as Venard, the batteries do not charge on his token at the pits, so we need to refire and stay at the starting line. The truck at Mohawk to Tyler Menninga to take this spot. So the question is, what will happen to Venard Lyght, and what will happen to Venard?
Thank you again, Pit Reporter Album, coming in with all the important details there. EFI issues and battery issues, man. Sometimes monster trucks break in ways that you would not expect, and that's what happened there in that race. It is semifinals time here for racing. 4 trucks competing for 1 championship. We have Zack Garner in Wildside and Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger. Ryan Anderson had problems, as you heard Album talk about before. He's able to make it back here into the semifinal round. 2 racing wins in the career for Ryan Anderson, 1 for Zack Garner here on the channel. Only 1 will advance to the finals. They both looked good today, but Ryan, both of them with wheelies over the ramp. I thought Zack Garner was going over for a moment, but he kept it together. Son of a Digger holding a lead. He goes into the final turn. Wildside tried to make up the ground, but will not. Zack Garner going for a wild ride. But it is Ryan Anderson getting that win here in the 3rd round of racing, the semifinals. Semifinals race number 2. Terminal Velocity and Jon Zimmer Jr. And Gravedigger, Tyler Menninga. Only one of them will go to the finals. Who will it be? This is Terminal Velocity's debut event on the channel. Tyler Menninga, though, he's been around a while. He has himself a racing win in his history. Jon Zimmer Jr., one of the upcoming stars in the sport. Tyler Menninga, a current star in the sport. Well, Jon Zimmer Jr. falling behind right now. You can't give Tyler Menninga any edge. Tyler already lost his first round race and got some redemption in round 2. He's now trying to make it to the finals. Terminal Velocity is up and over, and he broke a wheel off. Oh my gosh. And if it weren't for that, he would have won the race because Tyler Menninga had his own problems in the turn. Look at these 2. Holy cow, he just flicked that wheel off. And at the same time, Tyler Menninga had his own issues in that final turn, but it is Gravedigger going to the final round, passing by that Terminal Velocity wheel. So with all that, the 14 trucks competing today have whittled down to 2. As we get to the final round of racing, re-looking one more time at this bracket and how we got here. It's been a wild night of racing, and again, only 2 trucks have stood this long, and it's a pretty legendary battle going to the final round. This is it. 14 trucks entered the bracket. Only one of them can win the bracket and take home the first 14 points on the road to the overall event championship today. And this battle is a battle as legendary as time itself. In the near lane, the purple Gravedigger, it's Tyler Menninga. The far lane, the Halloween son of a digger, it's Ryan Anderson. 2 legendary racers, 2 drivers who want this more than the other, but only one of them will be victorious and hold up the trophy. Let's crown a winner in Detroit. This Halloween racing event has been insane, and only one of them will win it. Tyler Menninga is in the lead for the win right now. Will he hold strong? He's not been perfect today, but Ryan Anderson's not perfect in this race. Tyler trying to seal the deal, coming around the final turn, and it's not even a question. Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger, after getting knocked out in round 1, comes all the way back and wins racing here in our special 2024 Halloween event in Detroit, Michigan. Ford Field got a heck of a show tonight, but it is Gravedigger once again winning it. Tyler Menninga, his second career win on the channel. Before we head into the next competition to look at the overall points, let's look at what Tyler Menninga's looking like inside of this truck. This is a shot of Tyler Menninga driving the Gravedigger truck in the final round of racing. You can see Ryan Anderson side by side with him outside of his window. Tyler's got to stay focused on the track and his own race. He knows he's in the lead. He knows he's got to just stay smooth, and it's all his. Coming around that final turn, he sees Son-uva Digger on 2 wheels, sends her home, and grabs a win. An exciting battle that led to a Tyler Menninga victory here in Detroit, and it is yet another win for Team Gravedigger on the channel. With that, he picks up the first 14 overall points today here in Ford Field, and Ryan Anderson with a second place finish grabs 13. And the big numbers I like to look at, anyone that's at that 10 or above, I feel to be considerable threats to win the overall event championship today. So that's everyone from Mohawk, Warrior, and above. If you're below that, well, you've got a long road ahead of you if you want to win the overall event championship today. All the way at the bottom, you look at Tom Meents with 2 points. That is a man who is always a threat to win an overall event championship, and today will not have an easy path to do so. Gravedigger, Son-uva Digger, Terminal Velocity, and Wildside have the most points. Then Uproar, Kraken, Megalodon, and Great Clips Mohawk Warrior are still in that strong conversation. But the next competition is one that's going to matter a lot when it comes to the overall points, and that's the Skills Challenge. The drivers have a chance to do 2 attempts at 2-wheel maneuvers or 1 donut. The judges today are looking for creativity, wow factor, and realism. How long you can hold your 2-wheel move, how wild it is. And the first man to do one today will be Tom Meents in Max D. He's got a beautiful split design out here today. We've got Maximum Destruction on one side and Max D on the other. And honestly, if you're going to do a split design, this is the one to do because these are the 2 legendary regular season Max D bodies. Tom Meents is one of the most incredible 2-wheel skills drivers of all time, and Monster Jamey's a 2-time world champ in this competition, and he's going to start things off in Ford Field, hopefully with a bang. He's lining up to the backflip ramp, backing up those rear wheels to it. Tom Meents in his 7th event on the channel has 2 wins in the 2-wheel skills competition, but none of them have come in the United States. One was in Brisbane, the other one was in Sydney, both Australia events. So Tom Meents is an Australian 2-wheel skills king on the channel, but not in the United States. And coming out first, it's going to be pretty tough to grab a win here in this competition, but off with his maximum moonwalk, doing a good job so far. Tom showing balance, walking it back and forth. Not an easy move to do, but also not a difficult one at the same time. And Tom has done it so many times that he makes it look pretty easy out there. Definitely not the most of exciting moves, but he's holding it for a very long time, which is impressive. Sets her down. That's move number 1. You never know what Tom Meents is going to do for move number 2. Seems like some RII issues with Tom Meents trying to get that truck refired. You can see the lights turning back on. They've got that truck going again. He'll get one more move. Going for a hoppy stoppy here, one of Meents' classic moves, difficult to pull off, and he does. Very nice hoppy-stoppy out of Maximum Destruction. Moonwalking it all the way back to the ramp. This is good work out of Max D after the truck was shut down. He was able to get it going again, able to prove that he can do a good job in this competition. He is doing just that right here. Crawling over the Ghost Monster Jam logo. Very solid run, and I think that's going to be a nice number to start and set the bar here in this competition. Max D is one of the top competitors, and looking at that super glue glued to the action replay, he did a very good job executing his 2 moves here today. Could have executed his 2 moves any better. Let's find out that score for Max D. The beautiful Halloween graphics show a 9.038 for Tom Meents in Max D. He will take first place here in this competition. Jamey Sullivan, Monster Mutt Dalmatian, will come out next. That beautiful Monster Mutt Dalmatian body is ready to roll. Jamey Sullivan, her 4th appearance here on the channel. She does not have a 2-wheel skills competition win. She's trying to stoppy. She has come pretty close to winning competitions, but does not have a single one here on the Beam Monster Jam channel. Maybe today will be the first. Combos it into a wheelie. Good work. Maybe another combo. Yes! Got it back onto the stoppy. Monster Mutt Dalmatian executing some nice balance maneuvers here, but a little bit more than that has gone into this 2-wheel skills run. Walking it back further. Very solid first move. She's comboed it again. So multiple combos in one move. She'll set up very nicely for a second one. Gonna try a maximum moonwalk here, yes. Pops it off, oh, but doesn't balance it at all. And unfortunately, that first move is gonna go to waste with a very rough second one. The replay here on the first move showed multiple combos back and forth, but that second move not up to par. Well, Jamey Sullivan has shown some promise in the past in this competition, but today will likely not get it done. The score to beat still belongs to Max D. This one might be close, but I don't think it'll be enough at the end of the day to win it, and it's not. It's second place currently with that 7.741. The Crazy Bull, Jamey Garner, the Halloween El Toro Loco, ready to go. We'll see if Jamey can grab himself a 2-wheel skills win here on the channel. A beautiful body design, and I love that we get to really look at these trucks better here in this skills competition as Jamey Garner will attempt to grab his first competition win here on the channel in his 5th ever event. Backing up a long way to the backflip ramp. He might be looking for a big send off the step up. Yes, he is. He gets a nice sky wheelie out of it, too. Could have been a little bit better, though. Jamey Garner loves to do those wild sky wheelie moves. What will he cook up for move number 2 here? Goes for the jammer. Trying a slap wheelie. He does it pretty well, but that ramp got in his way, and that's going to cost him even more. So Jamey Garner did not have the greatest of two-wheel skills runs out here, going for those two moves on two wheels, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't give you the best of results, and I don't think what he just did will be enough for him to take that lead away from Tom Meents and Max D. Matter of fact, I don't even know if it'll be enough to put him in second place. The judges have looked pretty good here tonight, as they have gotten themselves some decent scores. We know the judges on this channel can be a little bit wonky in the arenas, but the stadiums seem to be pretty good, and they give El Toro Loco second place with an 8.192. I guess they rewarded him for two solid moves as opposed to Jamey Sullivan's one pretty disappointing one. The Jestalade coming out next. It's Matt Pagliarulo in Jester. Let's see if Matt Pagliarulo can get something done. His fourth appearance on the channel. He doesn't have a two-wheel skills win in his career or a single competition win. Maybe today he'll get one two-wheel. Oh, well, guess what? He's not even going to try a two-wheel move. He's doing the donut, utilizing the skills challenge rules. Let's see if the donut's good enough for him to get a top spot. Ooh, on two wheels there, and over goes the Jester. Well, it was a fun donut, but unfortunately the donuts aren't the most rewarding in this competition. They usually don't give you super high scores, but the beautiful Halloween Jester took us to the spin cycle, and the spin zone, well, it was a little overdone as Jester ended up on its lid in this competition. We'll see if the number is good enough for him to take a lead. Let's find out. Max D's score to beat is right there. Jester, the score, 5.280. Unfortunately, flipping over cost him some numbers. Returning back from the pits, we've got Venard on the Black Pearl. Now, you might remember he had some issues with his batteries not being charged in racing. Thanks to our Pit Reporter album, we got to find out that information, and, well, he has made it back. They got that battery recharged, and he's ready to go for the skills challenge. I love that they've got the front headlights blinking. That's a bit of a nice touch for this Halloween event. His crew worked hard to get this truck ready to go, hoping that that truck will stay charged for this run. Venard lining up for, looks like to be a reverse popper. He loves to do this move. Making sure he's lined up perfectly. He likes where he's at, tries it, but he didn't do it very well. Tough break for Venard, move number one. Sizing up the backside of this ramp for number two. There's no log on the backside of this ramp's side. Look on the purple side, it does have a log in there. This one just a standard racing ramp, so maybe a softer bounce. But neither of those moves were executed well. He hit the backside of the ramp too slowly, and he is done. The truck is shut down, so Black Pearl, disappointing effort here today. I'll remind you one more time of Max D's score to beat. Black Pearl's never going to come close. He'll probably be at the bottom of the pack there. Yep, 4.126. Not going to do it. Now this great head of hair comes out next. It's the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, piloted by Bryce Kenny. Bryce Kenny, the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, is a man who has competed on this channel a good bit. This is his 4th event. He does have 3 two-wheel skills wins. He's won every two-wheel competition he has competed in his career on the channel. Will he go perfect 4 for 4? He's off to a good start. He's walking that wheelie down. He's going to combo it. Oh my, very nice. Risky move, but might have paid off at the end of the day. Let's see what he does for move number 2. Gonna try a stoppie. He gets it. Very nice balance. This is why Bryce Kenny's won 3 competitions. He's really good at balancing 12,000 pounds. Let's see if he can grab himself a win yet again today in Detroit. Coming out in the middle of the pack, too. It's a good time to come out in this competition. Pumps that nose into the ground and is able to get deep into it, but ended up recovering it a little too soon. I don't know. That was close. I think it might be enough to take a lead, but maybe not enough to win it at the end of the day. We'll find out what the judges think in just a moment. Looking at these replays, had 2 really solid moves and kept the truck going. But at the end of the day, I'm not sure if it'll be enough for him to win it. And if it's enough for him to take a lead, what will that number be? The replays were good. Will the score be good? No, it's not. It's 2nd place, 8.631. I'm disappointed in that. I would have liked to see him take a lead here in this competition today, but it's not quite enough. Now we take a look at another truck coming back from the pits. It's Megalodon, Venard Lyght. Now, Venard Lyght had some EFI issues in racing, which prevented him from coming to the line. Now, well, he gets a chance to run in the skills competition. He does not have a single skills win in his career in his 7 events leading up to today. Making sure he's lined up perfectly on the backside of that ramp, going for the log and a stoppie attempt. The popper worked, kind of. Can he keep it going? Yes, he is. Walking it a nice long way. Almost comboed it into another wheelie. So far, we've had a lot of drivers not really get their perfect kick off of that, but Megalodon did a good one. Going for move number 2. This is the jammer. Maybe a slap wheelie. Can he execute it well? We've seen the ramp get in the way today. It does again, but he walks the wheelie up it. Can he combo it? Yes! Very nice work. Not an easy move to do, but if you execute it well, it'll look great. And it did. Now he's in some trouble, but just lets the truck settle down. I must say, some solid driving out of Venard Lyght and Megalodon in this run, and that was the most exciting run I've seen today. The question is, will the judges agree? Definitely got me amped up. I think Venard Lyght's pretty amped up too. As we look at these 2 moves, these were really solid. So, is it enough? There's the score to beat 9.038. It's not! 8.995. Oh, no. Venard Lyght robbed of a lead there with the best run of the day. Too bad. The next competitor up will be the Kraken. The neon lighting looking very pretty there on the Octopus. The purple truck looking great, and he will take his crack at this competition. Pagliarulo popping it into a stoppie. He does not have a two-wheel skills win on the channel. This is his 5th event, so he's had some reps at it. Let's see if he can do one today. Walking that stoppy. Solid work, but I would like to see him do something different with it. He does combo it, so that's good. Walks the wheelie down the ramp. Very nice. All right, solid run out of Kraken to start, but he's got one more move. Took a little while to figure out where he wanted to go, but he's going with this bicycle attempt here. On the side, didn't really do much. Too bad. Kraken did not have the greatest of two moves there. The first one was good, though. We look at it on the original Super Glue, glued to the action replay there. Did a pretty good job, but will it be enough? I've got to say, if this takes the lead, then the judging really is pretty useless today, because that was not nearly as good as some of the runs we've seen today. It somehow takes 3rd place, which was not very accurate for the run we just saw. Tom Meents stays in the top spot. The next competitor is Wild Side. That is Zack Garner behind the wheel. Zack Garner looked pretty good in racing today. Now he's going to try and look even better here in this competition. Lines himself up for the backflip ramp, pops it right off, crushes in the hood. Balancing that thing, very nice. Really good job. He does have a win in this competition. It came in LA. 5th appearance on the channel, and he's showing why this man is one of the top stars in the sport. Very good first move. Lining up for move number 2. Probably a bicycle based on how he's lining up. Yes. Keeping it slow and steady. And into a wheelie. Nice. I was not ready for that. And now he's bouncing it on one wheel on the front end. Very good run out of Wild Side. And that is how you steal the show. Now these are some fun replays. I mean, bouncing around on the track in Detroit was Zack Garner. Going for the 2nd skills win of his career on the channel. This one's going to put up a good number to hopefully do that. He did about everything he possibly could. Wow moments, excitement, held it for a while too. This bicycle combo, to go from a bicycle to a wheelie is difficult enough, and he did it incredibly well, but the presence of mind to set it down and balance all the weight on one tire as it bounced. That was spectacular. We'll see if the judges agree. They've been pretty wrong today. They've got Max D still in the lead, and they do give Wild Side the lead as he deserves. Not a great score, but the 9.169 will be first place for now. Coming out next, this is Terminal Velocity, Jon Zimmer Jr., another guy who looked pretty fast in the racing competition today and making his debut here on the channel. Our first chance to see what he's made of when it comes to the skills challenge. Looked pretty good in racing, but now with these 2 competitions that are all about driving ability and wow factors, well, we'll see what he pulls off. Lining up for that backflip ramp. Maybe a maximum moonwalk try. Let's see what he does. Yes, pops it off. Oh, he's pretty close to it. Gonna have to walk it further away than that. He's pretty much parked it on the nose for a moment. The hood of the truck holding it up in the air. Walking it back to the backflip ramp. He's really able to stay pretty stuck there thanks to that hood. Bounces it off the backflip ramp and then off the nose again. Now he gets to just walk it, crushes his own hood. He's still walking it now, tipping from one side to the other. That was a good move. What's he trying here for move number 2? A kickstand executed brilliantly. Very smooth moves from Terminal Velocity here today. Digging deep on the moonwalk. Getting that thing perpendicular. Very, very good showing. This is a nice run out of Terminal Velocity. Taking a shot at the leader, Zack Garner, who just came out. His tenure in the hot seat might not last very long with this run. We'll see what the judges end up thinking of it. We'll look at 2 very nice replays here. Score to beat just was put up there, and Jon Zimmer Jr. takes the lead at a 9.369. Your new leader, Terminal Velocity. Get down to our final 2 here. The legendary monster truck names. The first of the 2 will be Son of a Digger. Ryan Anderson is the driver. And if there's anybody who knows how to drive in this competition, it is this man. He's got 5 appearances in this competition, including today. He has 1 win. Came back in Glendale. Let's see if Ryan Anderson can get one again today. Love all the neon on this truck. Oh boy, he's in a weird spot. Oh, he's going to have to save it in reverse. Instead of saving it, he balances it on the tailgate. And now he's going to walk a wheelie. Well, I thought his run was over. It might be over now. Oh my goodness, this is insane work out of Ryan Anderson here. How is that truck still driving? That thing should have been flipped over twice, but the immaculate driving from Ryan Anderson has kept this thing now balancing. Unbelievable first move there from Son of a Digger. And to think that he's got 1 more left, I don't think it's going to take much to take a lead. If he just does a simple bicycle, I would give him the top spot. Even if he fails, I'm giving him the lead here. That was incredible. Well, he's walking a bicycle. What's he going to do now? Well, he's planted it on the sidewalls, spinning her around. 4 revolutions, 5, sets it down, and that right there, worthy of a round of applause. The driving from Ryan Anderson there was some of the best I have seen on this channel. Look at this first move again. There, nope, he's flipped over, but pops it in reverse. The presence of mind to do that, and instead of just straight up saving it, he says, I'm going to balance this thing. Let me look at the roof of Ford Field. And not only that, instead of just calling it quits there, he decides, I'm going to flip it over again, and instead of flooring it here and saving it, I'm going to keep it stoppying. I mean, this is incredible, and I would argue would be a candidate for two-wheel move of the year. This might be the best one I've seen on this channel ever. And even with that, he followed it up with a second move that was also a classic. Count the revolutions with me, shall we? On the sidewalls, 1. There's 2. There's 3. And almost 4. I mean, that was an incredible run out of Ryan Anderson. If this doesn't take the lead, I'm going to retire and never come back. Thankfully, the judges got it right with a 9.795 because that right there was absolutely stellar out of Ryan Anderson. Well, if you're Tyler Menninga right now, you've got to be okay with taking second place, as Gravedigger will come out last in this competition trying to do that. If he manages to take a lead here today, well, we're going to see something that you've probably never even seen before, because I don't know if it's even possible to beat what Ryan Anderson just did. It's going to take the best effort Tyler Menninga's ever given in this competition if he wants to win. And well, Tyler Menninga is no stranger to this competition. He has a skills win in his career, came back in San Antonio. This is his 6th appearance on the channel. Will he grab number 2? I don't think so, but let's see what he tries here. Lining up for the bicycle, making sure he's lined up well because, you know, while he doesn't think he's going to win, he still needs to put up a big number because Ryan Anderson was only 1 overall point behind him entering this competition. And if Tyler Menninga finishes in 2nd, they'll be tied. But if he finishes further down the line, well, he's not going to be in 1st place entering Freestyle. Need to keep yourself in good overall standing. He's on the sidewalls as well. He's going to need to save it as well. Wow, very nice work out of Gravedigger. It was not as pretty as Son-uva Digger's though, so he's going to need to have an even more incredible number 2 move. I don't know if it's even humanly possible at this point, but we will find out. If anyone can do it, it's this man. I wouldn't predict anyone else to be able to win a competition right now in this spot besides this man. This guy could do it, but instead he's going to jump it off the step up, comboing it into a stoppie. It's a risky move, and he failed! Oh, wow! He could have just done a simple stoppie and settled for a decent number, but instead he's probably going to be down towards 7 or 8. Oh no, Tyler Menninga botched it. Looking at the replay at that first move, it was great, but move number 2 is what killed him. This score is going to have some major points implications. Ryan Anderson's going to be your winner here, but Gravedigger's number is in 6th place. Should have been even lower than that, but an 8.906, not where he wanted to be. So your winner in this competition with the Hell's Bells ringing, the Halloween Special Skills winner, Ryan Anderson in Son-uva Digger with an incredible run. Take a look one more time at it. Before we take a look at our halftime numbers, we have to take a look at our halftime report. Down to our Pit Reporter album. What do you got to say, bud? Big thank you to Album giving us all the information here that we need as we head into halftime. But before we do that, we're going to look at the overall point standings for this competition. We had two drivers not even compete. Jon Zimmer Sr. and Mike Pagliarulo just took a seat in this competition as we look at the overall points. Ryan Anderson's in first right now with 27. Jon Zimmer Jr. has kept himself really tight with 25, and Zack Garner and Wildside is tied with Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger. Those four have a really strong chance of winning. Bit of a stretch could be Venard, Lyght, and Megalodon, but the fact that he's even there is very impressive. Nick Pagliarulo and Kraken and Bryce Kenny, the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, the only other drivers who are capable of winning. It's going to take a lot for them to be able to do so. Everyone else is out of it and just driving for fun for the rest of the competition. But with that, we will take it to Monster Truck and halftime here in B Monster Jam. Thank you all, and we will see you in a few moments. Before we get back to the action, we've got another pit report from our Pit Reporter Album. Welcome back, everybody, to the second half of Monster Jam here today. B Monster Jam ready to rumble for the freestyle competition. But before we do that, let's take a look at how the points stack up. We went over these before we got into halftime, but looking at them one more time, we've got Son of a Digger, Terminal Velocity, and Wildside, and Gravedigger, who are really in a strong spot, all within 3 points of first place to win that overall event championship today. Right behind him, we've got Venard, Lyght, and Megalodon as he tries to get an overall event win. Kraken and Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, a little far out, but they still have a chance. Oh, wait. What's that sound? Oh, my. I think that means it's time for freestyle. Yes, it does. That means all of us need to start flailing our arms up and down and up and down and up and down to get ourselves ready. Because today, we have our Halloween special in Ford Field, Detroit. Today, we have our final Monster Jam event for B Monster Jam of the year on the channel. And today, it is time for me to ask you, are you ready for B Monster Jam Freestyle? It is everyone's favorite competition of the day because every driver has 2 minutes to do whatever they want on that floor. If they want to get a score, though, you've got to complete at least 30 seconds. You can't just go out there and flip over right away. And our very first competitor is Venard, and he is driving the Black Pearl Monster Truck. Let's see how Venard will handle this track. It's a wild track, big air galore, and Venard is going to start with a nice leap to kick things off. Again, 120 seconds. The judges are going to be back. They're judging all 14 trucks, and one of these drivers is walking away with the coveted Halloween Freestyle Trophy from Detroit. Venard does not have a freestyle win in his career on the channel. He's off to a decent start in this run, but we all know in the past on this channel, these drivers go even bigger when it comes to B Monster Jam. The saves are crazier, the air is bigger, the wow moments are wowier. So, you've got to do some crazy stuff. Right now, he's off to an okay start. It might look good to you now, but when you see everyone else, this is going to feel pretty mediocre. So he needs to stop being mediocre and go a little bit bigger. This is B Monster Jam. Time to go big, Venard. Now, Venard has not competed in a couple events because the last event he competed in, he hit the wall, so he got benched his last time out. But today, not showing any signs of going really slow or signs of caution. Got a little bit tight to that wall there, but gets right back in it. Got a little over 30 seconds left. Really has not shifted up the pace a ton. He's maybe picked it up a smidge, but now he's over near the backflip. This is pretty much a standard. If you don't do a backflip in your run, you're probably not going to even have a chance at winning. Going for the backflip. Is he going for... What is he doing? What in the world? No way. Is he trying to reverse backflip? Well, he wasted a ton of time doing it, but if he lands it, it'll be worth it. Reverse backflip try. Holy cow, he's got the rotation. He's going to need to save it. Oh, but he won't. He had a really wild ending of the run there, and I thought he had it in the bag. Venard with the wow moment, starting us off strong. He said, it's Halloween. I don't care that I'm coming out first. I'm going to do a big wow moment before anyone else even gets a chance to drive on the track. And it was a solid run. At the end of the day, this one might have a chance of winning it if we have a pretty stinky competition overall. You look at the reverse backflip, it was really solid. He had the rotation. If he hit the brakes there and then maybe stabbed the throttle, would have had a save, but unfortunately, the bounce did not favor the Black Pearl or Venard. The question is, what do the judges think of that run? What score are they going to give him? Got him recovered. It's an 8.686 to set the bar. That's Black Pearl. Freestyle continues with Jamey Garner, the leader of Team Overboard, in El Toro Loco. He's Venard's boss, and he's going to have to try and beat Venard here today in this competition. Jamey Garner, again, 5 times driving on the channel, so this is his 5th shot at getting a Freestyle win. Doesn't have one yet. Maybe he's got what it takes today. He's going to give a little blow of smoke to Gravedigger to taunt him before he gets going with his run. Now him, just like Venard, tapped the wall last time he competed, so he also was sat out. He's starting his run with a backflip. Oh, wow! Oh, he might not even land it. Oh, gosh, Jamey Garner, yeah, he pulled it out. How about Jamey Garner not wasting any time? Halloween is here to be spooky and flying after the backflip. Oh, my, getting a little close to the drivers that are pitted, but controlling it well. Jamey wants to win Freestyle today. But I guarantee you one thing, so do the remaining 12 drivers, probably just as much. Just 30 seconds in, we've already had some wow moments. I mean, how do you pace it out the rest of the way? You've got to manage to fill the clock with good stuff. Certainly got good stuff cooking right now. Combos tipping over. Woo! Trying to save the truck. The momentum brings her back. I think the run might be over, though. That was a bit of a wild finish for El Toro Loco. The clock has been paused at the moment. Gonna try and get that El Toro Loco truck refired. Get that thing going. Oh, it's back on. Oh, Jamey Garner. The quest for a Freestyle win will live. Oh, but the truck shut off again. Oh, that would be heartbreaking. Jamey Garner has a Freestyle win in his sights, and he's not gonna get one. Oh. Too bad. Well, starting with the backflip is a wow moment in of itself, but he filled the rest of these 45 to 50 seconds with amazing jumps, wild crashes, and that big finisher at the very end that we will take a look at in a minute. But this super glue to the action replay right here showcases one of the crazier saves you'll see. Just stabbed that throttle, hit the brakes, and gravity did its thing to get El Toro Loco back on all fours, but unfortunately it never went again. We'll have to see if it's enough for him to take the lead. I don't know. It's going to be pretty close. Venard didn't really fill the clock there. 8.686, the score for El Toro Loco. Not enough. 8.317. It was fun. I had a blast, but he won't be winning today. Oh, very nice to see our next competitor on the track. It's Excalibur, driven by Michael Pagliarulo. He was not able to make it back after that racing competition, so he is now back in action again. He is off and jumping. Good to see Michael Pagliarulo getting to compete a little bit. This is only his 2nd appearance on the channel. Doesn't have a competition win. Son of Matt Pagliarulo as well, so 2nd generation driver. Now with this being his 2nd appearance on the channel, the first time we saw him was in last year's Halloween event, which he drove Jester. Filled in for his father in that event, so now he's got a chance to drive the Excalibur truck, not filling in. He's got a spot here today. So far, the first 2 competitors came out swinging, and he is not swinging as hard as they have. But there's plenty of time to change that, turn it around. So far, pace is kind of meh. It's not really done very much for me. It's not really doing a ton. I'd like to see him go a little bit faster and maybe go a little bit bigger. I mean, this is the Halloween event. You want to see drivers go bigger. Let's go bigger, go home. And right now, oh, there you go, going big. Oh, a hard landing. All right, well, he heard me talking. Smack. Decided to smack back. Truck's been shut down with 30 seconds left. He broke. Well, the one time he decided to go big, well, it sent him home. Unfortunately, that's the case for the run here today for Matt Pagliarulo. Not the greatest of freestyles for the young one, but hopefully he will be able to come back in a future event and do a little bit better. So the Black Pearl is your score to beat. Let's see if Excalibur did enough. He did not. 7.748. Not going to cut it. Competitor number 3. This is a monster truck legend. Man who's been competing for decades in the sport. Jon Zimmer Sr. in Uproar. He's coming right out of the chute to start off his run. Nice slap wheelie. Oh my! Trying to save it, and he does. He was going over there, but kept it from fully tipping. Jon Zimmer Sr., his second appearance on the channel. He debuted in Oakland. Drove Dragon in that event. Now he's driving his own truck, the Uproar. Getting to compete with his son here today, the father-son duo. We've got 3 father-son duos here today. The Zimmers, we've got the Pagliarulos, and we have, of course, the Garners. Nice little combo there. Oh, gonna hold it together! No, I don't think he is. Uproar is down. A disappointing finish to the run. Barely even completed 40 seconds there. Just started getting going, too. He had the flow going pretty well. He had this nice save early on, but unfortunately, sometimes you just lose it at a time you don't expect. These are 12,000-pound monster trucks, and well, sometimes they'll bounce it away that you don't expect them to either. That's what happened to Uproar right here. You watch on this replay. Went for the nice combo. It's a cool-looking move until it's not. Broke that front right wheel totally off, and unfortunately, his run was over there. Let's see if it's enough for him to take a lead. Nope, 4.240. The Jester coming out next. Matt Pagliarulo. Last year didn't get to compete in this event, so it's nice to see him out here. His son filled in for him. The owner of Team Tomfoolery Motorsports. Last time we saw him, well, he didn't really do very well, so he's back out here for event number 4. He has not done much on the channel. Today could be a day to turn it all around. Gonna line up for some air to start off his run. Very nice. His son Michael kind of let us down in this department. Matt Pagliarulo, though, not known for letting down when it comes to air. Just a few competitors in. We've got so many drivers left to go today. That's the beauty of a 14-truck event. You can really stack it with a ton of good drivers. Matt Pagliarulo gonna try and grab a lead early on here today. I like the pace already, going pretty fast, keeping it pretty smooth and steady, but again, wow moments are what decides it in an event like this. Trying to make some big moves out there, but still not really doing much. Halfway through the run, time to go. Kind of following the same pattern as his son, Michael. Nothing really doing. Good combo work there, trying to move from one jump to the other pretty well. Could be heading towards that backflip. Nobody's hit the backflip. Oh no, Jamey Garner hit it. I forgot. Jamey Garner started his run with it. There you go. Clean landing. Landed a little bit on the front end, but the truck settled down nicely. The tires absorbed all of that. Nice leap off the step up. Finally doing something big. It's a big jump. Matt Pagliarulo went hard at it. Another nice leap off of that ramp. 8 seconds left to do something. Gonna need to go huge if he wants to take a lead here. He's gonna settle for a donut at the end of time. His time is up. Anything he combos up with this will count for his scores. And he is really working a long donut. Got dizzy enough to stop, and his run is over. So Matt Pagliarulo and Jester had a good freestyle, but I wouldn't consider that a lead taker. As we look at the replay, maybe he'll be able to change my mind a little bit. Just felt like he held back a lot throughout this run, didn't really go that hard, and unfortunately that's not what you want to do. I mean, this is Ford Field, legendary home of monster trucks. It's the Halloween event. We've already had some wild stuff going on today, and, well, he just left a lot on the table, and sometimes you don't want to do that. At an event like this, it leaves the fans wondering why you didn't drive any harder than you did. And for Matt Pagliarulo, this donut was the last thing he did. Will it be enough? Black Pearl is your leader. The score for Jester? Oh my. Took the lead at an 8.993. And that one leaves me scratching my head. Well, the next competitor out, he has a shot at winning the overall event championship today if he could grab himself a big freestyle victory. It's the Megalodon, Venard Lyght. He's going to make sure he uses all of his parking spot to get as big of air as he can. Start off his run. Venard Lyght in a pretty good spot today. Pretty surprised at where Venard Lyght is at. His 8th appearance on the channel, and this man has been driving in arenas throughout his entire career here on Beam Monster Jam, but he's doing really well in them, so they gave him a shot in a stadium. And now here he comes out here driving in a stadium at a big stadium event. He's doing pretty well. Was considered a rising star down there in the arenas. A lot of people were taking note of what he was doing. While he didn't have any competition wins, he was always pretty competitive. And I've got to say, he's impressing me a lot today with the performance he's giving us. Racing was okay. The two-wheel was pretty solid. I mean, he's got a good shot. And with 14 trucks, there's even more points up for grabs. You've got a total of 42 points up for grabs as opposed to the usual 36. So there's a good chance that Venard Lyght finds himself in the top if he gets a big freestyle number. So far, pretty good run. Getting a little bit better pace than we saw out of Pagliarulo, which should help him because he's in the lead. Matt Pagliarulo, that is. Definitely better pace, better air. I'd say if you land a backflip and fill the clock, should be a new leader here. Maybe toss in a wild moment too, we'll see. Here he goes, backflip. A little short. Oh, he's overdone it. Oh no. Too bad. Landing that short, didn't have a chance to save it, and Venard Lyght's hope at an overall event championship probably just evaporated. But it was still a good showing and a very solid stadium event here for Venard Lyght, one that I don't think many people expected to see, but he did a very good job. I, for one, am proud of him. I think everyone else is, too. And it's nice to see a driver like this come to the stadium level and perform. bright future, I'd say. Rising star, pretty good thing to qualify. Look inside the truck. Megalodon hitting the backflip and going over. You can see right there, didn't hit enough throttle. Just came up too short and had no way of saving it, especially when he smashed that dumpster there. Unfortunately, not the way he wanted to go out. So with Jester being the leader, will it be enough? Not quite. It's going to place him in second currently with an 8.740, but a good showing here today in Ford Field. That song means it's wild side time. Zack Garner, he's coming right out of the chute. He's not slowing down. Going big over the racing lane. Zack Garner, event number 5. He does have a freestyle win. He won in LA, so a very big freestyle win for him there. Coming off of that, trying to go big here again. Grab himself another. He's been very consistent here on the channel. I would consider this man a rising star, but he's already at the point of stardom. It's pretty impressive. Backing up for some air. How about ya? Love the way Zack Garner drives. Very good driver. Going big. I mean, you could just tell the pace is way better. And the door's open for him to take a pretty big lead right now. Where things stand, no one's really thrown down a good full freestyle. He could be the first. And if he is, he'll have a pretty good number. Nice. Stoppy. Impromptu. Very nice air again. Locked up those brakes to settle the truck down. Saw his father do that earlier. Beautiful bicycle. This is a good foundation for a lead taker here, but he's got to finish well. I'd also like to see him get a wow moment in there too. Why not? It's a Halloween event. Go spooky. Nice air over the racing lane. He's used both now. There's some pretty good jumps. 20 seconds left. If he wants to do a backflip, he's got to do it right now. He does want to. Will he execute it? He's also short. Oh, he's bouncing on the tailgate, and he's stopped there. The truck shut off on that landing. Looked like the RII was hit. Very interesting. I wonder why they hit the RII. The truck looks fine. Oh, they're going to refire him. Great. Let him finish strong. So he got a little wow moment, kind of by accident, but the truck's able to keep going. He's got 10 seconds on the clock. It'll start again now with big air. Might get one more move in there. Let's see what he does with it. 5 seconds to go. Make something happen, Zack Garner. Time is up. And a solid freestyle out of Wildside here in Detroit. Certainly a good showing for Team Garner today. And Zack Garner had quite a lot of highlights to take a look at. Out of the runs we've seen today, this one was the best. I mean, he's gotten the biggest air. He's gotten a little bit of a wow moment in there. I would have liked to see him do a little bit more, though. I know Zack Garner's capable of it, so I feel like he left a little bit out on the table. But I think he still put on a good enough performance to take the lead. Let's find out the score for Zack Garner. It is enough, 9.379. New leader in freestyle belonging to Wildside. Time to let the dogs loose. It's Monster Mutt Dalmatian, Jamey Sullivan. Jamey also gave a little lick to the Gravedigger truck with the tongue of Monster Mutt Dalmatian before she begins her freestyle here today. Going to start with the racing lane. Zack Garner did the same thing. Both of them got pretty nice air. Well, Zack Garner's in first, so you've got to think about his run as you watch Jamey Sullivan's, because that's obviously the run to beat. Jamey Sullivan's got quite the history on this channel. Only 4 events, but she's done really well in all 4 of them. She's been really picking up the pace in the last year or so, doing some really good things in freestyle. Debuted in Glendale, had an insane freestyle there, and then in Houston had another one. So she could freestyle. She's coming out pretty middle of the pack here today. Maybe we'll set a number that can't be beaten. That's some huge air. Got to be careful with those landings. There's a lot of ramps on this track. If you land awkwardly, could end your run. Saw it happen to Jon Zimmer. Very nice air, hard landing again. Got to be careful. Don't want to see a run end because of the truck breakage, because of a bit of an overshoot. I think she might have broken something. The truck's kind of pulling in one way. Still getting big air, though. It's not stopping her, so that's always good. You don't want to see a driver quit. Yeah, she's got no power in that back right wheel. Wow, I didn't know you could get a broken axle in BeamNG. Well, it's certainly flipping her over here. Did a barrel roll across the wall, and that's going to end her run. So the broken truck ended up costing her, and it became a problem because of the jump she made that I said you could be a little dangerous making jumps like that. This was the first one, but this didn't break the truck. Probably the next replay we're about to see. Yep, this one right here. Got huge air, came down hard on that back right, and that snapped the axle totally on the inside of that wheel and cost her the rest of her run here. Had some nice air, but this move wasn't the one that ended it. It was this one that we're going to look at on the inside of the cab. Went big, but because of that no power, it flipped her right over, tumbled right past the wall, and ended with the tail in the wall as well. Awaiting the score to beat, belonging to Zack Garner and Wildside, 9.169. She gets a 7.5, 7-1. That won't do. We proceed along with terminal velocity. This is Jon Zimmer Jr. A guy who's in contention to win that overall event championship today. He's in second place behind Ryan Anderson. It's a pretty big freestyle in the overall scheme of things to determine who will win that Halloween trophy tonight. Big Halloween trophy on the line. Everyone wants to win that Halloween event. It's a very special one every year. He's going to try to be the man. Well, he starts off his first ever freestyle on the channel with some nice air. Could you imagine winning that overall event championship in your first freestyle run? This guy can. First event on the channel would be a real good way to go. Nice air, not holding back 20 seconds into the run. A guy who I'd like to say has no fear. Drivers have gone super big, though. I'd like to see more guys pick it up early, just like that. Oh, my! Yes! Very nice. Love to see saves like that early on in the run, because obviously you now have all this room to play with, knowing you've got a boost in your scores, but you also can't slow down. Back up there, that's going to hurt his momentum a little bit. Still 40 seconds, but he's definitely slowed it down a lot after that save, which I said you can't do. Here's the backflip. A lot of drivers going a little short on it. This one does the same for him, but he saves it. and gonna pop it into a wheelie afterwards. Neat little combination of moves there. Poor execution on the backflip, but it worked. Certainly needs one more big thing, though. I don't think this is enough to get a huge number. That's some nice air. Oh, wow! A corkscrew in the air and the truck explodes! Oh my, get Jon Zimmer Jr. out of that thing! Holy cow! He set that thing ablaze at the end of the run. Well, I told him he needed to go big. He went so big that he almost died in a fiery explosion. Pretty wild run though, looking at the replay, had some big moments. This save was great, but unfortunately after that, the pace kind of took a dip until the backflip. So we see this backflip here, did the backflip, had it on the back two wheels, then did the other wheelie. That was nice. I think he set himself up to take a lead. I don't think the number's going to be as big as he wanted it to be, but this way to go out, you couldn't have gone out any better than in a fiery explosion. Broke the 4-link bar. The truck absolutely bombed. Pretty wild. Jon Zimmer Jr. is okay. Got him out of the truck. They sprayed the truck off as it's just charcoal right now. And the truck is now caught on the loader. Shout out to our recovery team. They're out there doing great work every event. Wildside's your leader. Will it be beaten? Yes, Jon Zimmer Jr. now takes first place with a 9.568. That's a big number. Bigger than I expected. But Jon Zimmer Jr. now looking great in the overall point standings. Ryan Anderson got to take note. Here's Tom Meents and Max D. Tom has had a very disappointing day today. Time to turn all of that around with this beautiful split design with a killer Ford Field Freestyle. The man himself trying to get it done. Tom Meents, I think he's finally ready to freestyle. He's wasted about as much time as he could. Now he goes. He prolonged the inevitable enough. And now he's going to start with a hoppy stoppy. He said, I'm going to make you wait for something great. Move 1 of 120 seconds. Pretty darn good. And if you want to win freestyle, you got to fill it with a good run. Tom Meents, only 7 appearances on the channel. You would think he'd had more. He's actually driven less on the channel than Venard Lyght has, so some of you might not know Tom Meents that well. If you've only watched Beam Monster Jam, and if that's the case, well then, I don't know, I'd see a local doctor. Debuted in Australia, in Melbourne, and matter of fact, he has barely won any competitions in the United States. He has won 4 competitions on the channel. 3 of them came in Australia. Let me pause you there. Broken axle back right. 3-wheel drive for Tom Meents. Not gonna stop him. Not gonna help him either. We'll see how he manufactures the rest of this run. Not slowing him down. Still getting that big air. Tipping over with 1-wheel drive to save it on that side. He does have an overall event championship. Came overseas. He's not going to get one today, so he's going to make sure these fans get the Max D experience. He's also got rear steer broken in the back, going any which way he wants. Practically a limping dog right now, but Tom is not stopping with 30 seconds left. This is going to take the cake for one of the more exciting runs of the night, and I think he's finally going to... Oh no, he's going for the 8-pack! How is that going to work? It's not! But he's on the sidewalls, and he saved it! That never should have happened, but he pulled out the wow moment. I don't know, this might be able to take a lead in the most wild fashion. Improbable. But Tom Meents has whipped out an old school Max D freestyle. The split personality of Tom Meents today worked incredibly. He does not have a freestyle win on the channel, and I think that was his best shot at it right there. With a broken truck, 3-wheel drive, no rear steer, he went out there and dominated. I'm going to let you sit back and enjoy the super glue to the action replays because there were so many of them, and man, I think this is going to be close. Well, it's time to find out the score. Terminal velocity's the score to beat. I would give this your leader. Oh, they didn't. 9.497. Someone get the judges. I need a word, because that... bogus. That's bogus. That was the best run of the day. I'm overthrowing you. I think the fans are with me. Let me know in the comments. You think Tom Meents just got robbed? Because I do. Someone take those judges' licenses away. They're stinkers as usual. Tom Meents with the run of the night. Round of applause. Robbed of his first freestyle win here on the channel. Absolutely criminal. Somebody needs to get new judges in here. I say it every event. And somehow they never learn. And I know they watch the videos and they somehow screw it up every single time. You guys just never figure it out. Here comes the Kraken. It's Nick Pagliarulo. This beautiful body design. I would say this is my favorite truck of the day in the way it looks. And Kraken's ready to go. He's going to back up a little more. I think he's ready. Revving that throttle. Finally ready to drive. Off with huge air, clearing more than half the track. That's announcing your presence. 5th appearance on the channel here for Nick Pagliarulo. And he is going huge here in freestyle. Matter of fact, he debuted in this building on this channel, so it's nice to see him back. Very big air. He's getting some huge air in this run. He was the runner-up to the overall event championship back in Tampa, so this man knows what he's doing, and he also won the overall event championship in the Halloween show last year. So this man, pretty darn good when it comes to Halloween events. He's been pretty good as of late. The pace is great. The speed is great. Going full speed into that ramp. Hit it a little too hard. Can't hit the ramps that hard. It'll destroy the truck and the ramp itself. Nice little combo into that stoppie there. Good work. With 30 seconds to go, though, you're going to need some wow moments if you want to win. I think it's going to be down to the wire here. But the judges are not good, so it doesn't really matter how he finishes. They're not going to care. Finally, someone with a pretty clean backflip. Tried a moonwalk, but really poor location to do that. 5 seconds left. Got a little caught up on that wall. Gonna cross over the center. Very good. And a solid run, but that will not be enough for him to take the lead, I can tell you. Didn't have the wow moments, and unfortunately didn't come out as hard as I would have liked, but a solid run out of Nick Pagliarulo. Taking a look at the replays here. That's a big air, but didn't have that wow moment. So, terminal velocity undeservingly is in the top spot with that 9.568. Kraken will take a 9.166 and be okay with that. He had a pretty solid overall event number entering the competition, but at the end of the day, don't think it'll be enough for him to get it done. As Bryce Kenny and the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior will take his shot at the track next. Announcing his presence, big air from the Mohawk Warrior. That's how you start a run. Had a lot of drivers do that today. Event number 4 for Bryce. And he did not continue his two-wheel skills streak, so that snapped. Does have a freestyle win, too. That came back in Houston. This man has won 2 overall event championships, too. So when this guy drives, he's really good. And he's in the overall point standings today, too. There's a chance he gets a pretty good number, but with terminal velocity where he is in the point standings and his freestyle number, it's going to be pretty tough for Bryce Kenny. Fresh off of back-to-back overall event championships and fresh off of a freestyle win, so you know he wants to go big today. Slowed down the pace a lot, though, since the beginning of this run. He had some really nice air to start, but has not filled the run with it, but now he's back. Took a little nap halfway through the run there, a little 40-second nap. And it seems like he's awoken. Gonna take a stab at the backflip? Maybe. Here we go. Stabs it. Over-rotates it. Beautiful moonwalk! Clean from Mohawk Warrior. Oh, there's a reason why Bryce Kenny's been so good. It's because he's good. Oh, wow! That's insane air. And the last jump of the run, he goes pretty big. Would have loved to see a big wow moment in there, but that jump will have to settle. Going one more for the fans. I think he wants to just trash the truck, but he's not going to be able to. He'll smash into the son of a digger machine on the sidelines. This run had a lot of highlights. He came right out of the gate with some nice air. And sometimes it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. Well, the middle part of the run was not that great. He had that big air early, then took that 40-second nap, but then came out swinging right at the end of the run. It really all started with this big leap right here. Went so big, furthered that with the backflip, and not only a backflip, but a backflip to moonwalk. And the backflip to moonwalk gets him just enough of a wow moment in there. Might be able to push him over the edge, but I'm not too sure. Terminal velocity had that crazy ending. But this is a crazy ending for Mohawk Warrior. That was the longest jump of the night off of that ramp. Pretty big finish. So he finished strong, had a very good showing here in Ford Field. Let's find out if it's enough. There's your score to beat. Will it take the lead? No, not quite. 9.298, even below max D. So not going to get it done here today. Oh my. You hear that sound? It's time for the Grim Reaper. Bad to the bone. Gravedigger. Tyler Menninga. The 13th of 14 to freestyle. Let's see what he's got cooking up today to try and win a freestyle competition, shall we? I think he's ready to start driving about now. There he goes. So Tyler Menninga, as good of a driver as he is, the resume, pretty underwhelming on this channel. He has a win in each competition, but does not have an overall event championship. There's a chance for that today. He's in a position for it. He's right around the top spot. but he's going to need to take the lead here. He's got to overtake terminal velocity or it's mathematically impossible. The only freestyle win he has came back in El Paso, the same event that he won racing. Didn't win the overall that day, though. Maybe today he will finally do it. Certainly letting the rev limit fly. That truck is straining the transmission. Smart driving to not go too hard towards that ramp, but still get a nice little move out of it. Not going to go for the backflip yet. Want to see him pick up the pace. I mean, this is not a winning run yet. Caught up on the Mohawk Warrior hood. I mean, it's a decent foundation if he goes ballistic these next 40 seconds, but certainly not at the level he needs to be at. Here's the backflip. Another one who's short on it, but this one he'll get a moonwalk out of it, just like Mohawk Warrior did. Very clean. Going for that step up just like Bryce Kenny as well, and didn't do much else but get a nice stoppie. There you go. I was going to say, didn't get big air, but goes for the moonwalk instead. But at the same time, hasn't done anything great. This run's been pretty disappointing. I mean, I wouldn't even get him close to a 9 at the rate we're at. And he's not even going to get another move. So yeah, I wouldn't even give him a 9 for this run. He does decide to go crazy after the time, and he's going to go head first into the dumpster to end off the bonus jump for the fans. Looking at the replays here, I'm disappointed. This won't be your new leader, and this is going to prevent him from being your overall event champion today. Something about Beam Monster Jam and Tyler Menninga has not quite found his rhythm. Let's find out if it's enough, shall we? It won't be, but the score comes in. Shouldn't even be a 9. Shouldn't even be close. Are you kidding me? 9.579, and it's official. The stadium judges have been taken over by the arena judges. That was probably the dumbest score I've ever seen you guys give. What was that? The fans are booing like crazy. The boos are so loud, I can hear them all the way up here in the booth, and they're not stopping. Oh man, they're charging the judges zone over there, as they should. You know what, I'm going to join them. I'll be right back, because I gotta have a word with these judges. I've had enough. It's time to remove these judges from Beam Monster Jam existence. In the meantime, enjoy the beginning of Ryan Anderson's run. I'm going to go take care of these guys down there. All right, we're back. I don't think those judges are going to be around anymore. Hopefully. Let's hope we found some better replacements, because those guys were the worst judges ever, and we've replaced them because they stink. Ryan Anderson right now, though, in the midst of all the chaos, there's still people down there yelling at the judges as they leave the stadium. So, I mean, we've not returned to order, but Ryan Anderson's still going. I'm still here. I'm going to still enjoy it and announce it as he does a nice kickstand. But at the end of the day, if Ryan Anderson takes the lead deservingly, I'll be okay with it as long as he wins freestyle deservingly, because Tyler Menninga shouldn't have even been in the top 7, and the judges said, we're Gravedigger lovers. We don't care what he did. Someone needs to make a meat canyon of the judges from Beam Monster Jam, of how they just love Gravedigger and give Gravedigger a 10 no matter what. He could have come out here and driven around the track for 2 minutes and not hit a single jump. He would have gotten the same score. You judges, you stink. So bad. Terrible. In the meantime, Ryan Anderson's so disgusted, he's not done anything in his run, but he's still got 25 seconds left. Ryan has done absolutely nothing in this run, and I guess part of that is just watching all the fans maul the judges and probably being appalled at that, but at least he's going out with some nice air. Yep, that will do it for his time, but the judges that were here were judging moves that happened after the run, which is incorrect judging. This move doesn't count. Can't count. Came after the time. So that was a run. That was an 8.1 for Beam Monster Jam. That was a poor freestyle. I'm judging now. That was my score. He's going big, though. He wants to end the Halloween event with a bang. He knows the fans are upset. Gave him a little crash at the end of his run. And that will do it. But at the end of the day, we are going to have a winner in freestyle who doesn't even come close to deserving it. First off, Tom Meents deserved it. That's not even a question. And if Jon Zimmer was going to win it, I would have been okay with that. But it should have been either Tom Meents or Jon Zimmer. Instead, it's either Tyler Menninga and Ryan Anderson, who had 2 of the 4 worst freestyles of the entire day. I'll be back when we get those new judges their scores. Alright, so the scores are in. There's your stupid score to beat. Let's see what the number is for Son of a Digger. .177. Shouldn't have even been that high. That's a criminal overscore as well. I mean, wild Halloween event. So that means that your winner is Gravedigger, and I'm not going to acknowledge that any further because that run was terrible and never should have won. So Terminal Velocity is your freestyle winner. You know what? I'm stealing the trophy from Tyler Menninga after the event's over. I'm going down to the show office, taking it right out of his hands and handing it to Jon Zimmer Jr. So don't you worry. Actually, you know what? No, I handed it to Tom Meents. The deserving winner is going to get their trophy, and it's not this man. It is not Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger, and that's all we're going to say about that. But we do have to crown an overall event champion today. Oh, and look at that. It's Tyler Menninga. And the only reason Tyler Menninga won is because he won freestyle. Tyler Menninga should have gotten 7 points in freestyle, not 14. And Jon Zimmer Jr. is robbed of an overall event championship. And I'm now going to go steal his trophy and hand it to Jon Zimmer Jr. as well. Because Tyler Menninga didn't deserve either of those trophies at the end of the night. Well, that'll do it, everybody. Our Halloween event is in the books. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for an incredible year of Monster Jam on Beam Monster Jam. It's been a wild time. I hope you all had a blast. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next one.
Monster jams.
Control chaos.
It's crazy what we do with these trucks. Even if you've been years ago, it's time to come back to Monster. You absolutely don't know what is going to happen.
And then to get inside and strap in and do the things we do, it's just a rush like no other.
When you start jumping school buses and jumping some of these things you got out here and running these things as fast as they go, you feel like you can do anything.
It's crazy, bigger than you could even imagine, and it's insane. You just have to be there.
Whoa! Hits the step up sideways. Getting a bicycle, he's flipping over on one wheel. He's gonna fall. Oh my God! Full send off the jammer. Whoa! My nice air into the crater for the step up, and she's gonna send